Hi, welcome back to this YouTube playlist of Nomitech Costos version 8. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Enterprise Product Structure, or EPS for short, how we edit it and how we make it visible and add a project to it. So within the structure, if we go to Edit Structure, we can add as many layers as we fancy. So at this top level, I think we'll call that Energy. And if we add another level, and we want to make this a subcategory of energy, we'll call this solar farm, and then this too can be broken down into more categories, so sub categories, but I'll only do the two for the moment. If we update, we don't see these here because only when we create a project do we see them. So in order to view our structure, I'll show you how to create a project. So we can do it two ways: new project or create project. So go on new project. If we click on here, it takes the map. It takes us to 0, 0. Wait for the internet to catch up. So we can zoom in quite a lot if need be. Go somewhere helpful. So say somewhere in the UK, it came here. You see lat and longitude are there. If I select that, it should go to here. Description is a simple project description. Let's go to next. This is where we get the choice of various different sectors. So in residency, we see all sorts of kind of buildings that are associated, but if we go into oil and gas, it's actually relevant to oil and gas. And engineering studies, this is where we actually take a more theoretical view. So in this instance, I'll just take a simple residency, give it approximate cost value at the start, and we say how the unit is different. So if we're doing a solar farm, we want megawatts. So we'll say for a solar farm, 40 megawatts. And it could be one of several, so you could say two different projects. Substructure size for a solar farm, there wouldn't be any, so it's largely irrelevant. If we just fill in default details, it would allow us to amend them later. The person in charge of the particular estimate, and we can set their logo if need be. We move on to the next section. This is where we talk about the person purchasing the building. So we put in their name, put in their budget, 10 million there, say roughly where they are, project location, that would be for bigger countries such as the United States, but we're in the UK here. How long does it take? We'll say 18 months. When does it start? Simple calendar. Move across. And we can use location factors. I won't tick that for the moment because there's be a separate video on that. But that's if we want to start adjusting rates for different locations. Moving on to the next section. So these are the various underlying inputs which we would use mostly for plant. So in a solar plant or solar farm, these wouldn't be that relevant except for electricity, possibly diesel. Again, you'd have to check these to use these specific values if you wanted to do a bottom-up variable testing. So I'm going to leave them for the moment. Finally, we're on to quite an important bit. This tells us the currency we want to use. So this is for line items specifically. I'm not entirely sure what the divider scale is at the moment. The display rounding mechanism is how fractional elements, so the third decimal place, is handled. Round down or floor, it would be in Excel, ceiling in Excel, and then half down, half up. That tells you what happens at the 0.5. So we go to finish, you should see the project appear. And if we go to our structure, that was the EPS we had earlier that wasn't visible until we put a project in it. Thanks for listening. If anything was unclear, please let me know in the comments. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode.